Herkese merhaba, hoş geldiniz. İyi akşamlar. Welcome everyone, welcome to our lesson. It is starting in a bit. So, what will we do in this lesson? Bu derste ne yapacağız? Bugün bu derste conjunctions öğreneceğiz. Yani in Turkish we call it edatlar. Or sorry, bağlaçlar and edatlar it was prepositions, my bad. Bağlaçlar. Bugün bağlaçları öğreneceğiz. If you have a Turkish course book, that's what it's called. And firstly, I'll explain what it means as a term. Maybe some of you are not familiar with all the grammar terms. And I will show you a list that I made for this lesson. It will not be the complete list of all the conjunctions. That's kinda not impossible, but impractical. It's too much work to make a complete list because there are so many of them. Some of them are not used anymore. But it will be a list for the common ones that you need to know. And then, of course, there will be the delights of Turkish part, as we call it. It's like the interesting colloquial examples. And if we have enough time left, we will do some practice. The lesson will I want it to take an hour, but sometimes it extends for 10 or 15 minutes. So, I can't read your name, by the way. Anonym, I guess. It's for elementary, which is a bit higher than beginner, but it will also be friendly for you. It will be beginner friendly. Also, don't forget to join the thread in this channel. That's where I will be reading. Not the main channel. This one, I linked it. If it doesn't show for you, you can always go back to the top of the channel and click the hashtag to view the active threads like this, and then you can join it. Okay, great. You're in, you're ready, and I hope everyone else is also ready. Umarım diğer herkes de hazırdır ve dersimize başlıyoruz. Merhaba Jasmine, hoş geldin. So first, what is a conjunction? And then, what are the Turkish conjunctions? You know, it is basically some connector. That's what I call it. It connects words, phrases, or clauses, the small sentences. It puts things together. It links them together. And this way you can form complex sentences, and your Turkish, your sentence will be more advanced, it will be more elegant. Yani cümleleri, kelimeleri bağlamak için kullandığımız bağlaçlar. Adı zaten bu anlama geliyor. Bağlamak, to connect, bağlaç, connector, or conjunct something, like you put something together. Okay, so you can also read the explanation in text in case you are struggling to follow, I don't know, due to internet problems, maybe I'm speaking too fast. And what are the Turkish conjunctions? Peki Türkçe'de hangi bağlaçlar var? Which conjunctions do we have in Turkish? Türkçe'de hangi bağlaçlar var? I browsed through all the course books and grammar books to see how they are categorized, and I made a list of my own. So I will show that for you. And of course, Turkish has as many as conjunctions as English, but there are a few differences. Sometimes you can directly translate them, but sometimes you need to be careful of these differences. And in the next slide, we will see a list of them based on their degree. And by degree, I mean basic and advanced ones. So this lesson will be like in two halves, two parts. The first part will be for basic conjunctions, so for beginner and elementary levels, you need to know these conjunctions. And the second part of the lesson, you need to know the other advanced conjunctions. So we will take a look at the more advanced things to connect sentences. The second part will be a bit longer. Maybe if you don't have enough time left for it, I can also make the lesson in two parts. We will see. Okay, and next, let's see the basic conjunctions. And now, let me bring the table I have made for this lesson, for this part. Here are all the, not all, but the most common things, all the things you need to know. I also separated them into their uses, so maybe that will be easy for you to remember. Belki hatırlamanız kolay olur. Bu yüzden onları kullanım şekillerine göre de ayırdım. Mesela contrast, yani there is a contrast between two sentences and these conjunctions connect them together. And these ones mean that I don't know how to call them. They don't have any term in the books. I don't know, maybe we can call them together if you guys have an idea. But first, I'll start from the left side, and this category, this part, ve, ile, ya da, veya, and yoksa. Yeah, maybe I will call it a group or grouping. So yes, and these are and in English. By the way, left side is English, right side, left side is Turkish, right side is English, as you can tell. And with ile becomes with. And yada. Yada is not also, Megan, no. Yada is what are other basic conjunctions? In like how many things do we have in Turkish? Or think about in English, it's also the same. What do we usually use except for ve and ile? Nope, it's not so, it's not as well, it is just, you know, or. And veya is also or. There's no difference between yada and veya. And what is yoksa? Yoksa is also or. Yes. There's a little tiny difference between them. In the next slide, I will explain it. Yes, Tarek, we mostly use them in questions. Like this, yoksa this. Okay, and now let's talk about contrast. Ama, fakat, ancak, lakin. So, but, however. So, all of them actually falls into the same term in English. They are just but. But of course, you can also say it like however. In my head, personally, it translates to but. Fakat is also but. Ancak sounds more like however. And lakin is also however or but. I will just call it the same thing. Okay, so let's put this. And çünkü is basically because. Zira is also because but old. And then bu sebeple it is basically just again because, but when you want to use a different fancy word for it, it becomes like maybe for that reason, I think, or because of. I will go with for that reason. For that reason. Or when you translate it literally, it's like with that reason. Bu sebeple. You can see this little le here. It is the same as ile. So with that reason. And then bu nedenle. Therefore in English, when you want to use a different word for it, it's therefore. And bu yüzden, again, let's use something different. This. I mean, like thus, not this. This word. So they are all basically because. They all indicate reason and effect. Oh, you are right, my bad. Therefore, I made a typo. And I will also show you how you can put and connect sentences to indicate your reasons. And the final category, let's talk about this one. Hem, ne, ya. Nathan, yes. O yüzden and bu yüzden are completely the same. And these little dots, they indicate there are other words between them. So, like you say hem, then you say a few other words, then you say hem again, and a few other more words. Megan, yüzünden is mostly used with a pronoun and it is mostly a negative thing. Like senin yüzünden. Because of you, so I am blaming you. But if you want to say thanks to you, like positive, that will be senin sayende. No, senin sayende. Sayesinde will be used with onun. Onun sayesinde, senin sayende. And Tarık, yes, you were mostly correct. So hem is like both or both something or both and both this and this. Wait, not or. And nene is like neither nor. And yaya is either or. Yes, so these are how we use these English phrases in Turkish. Ne and ya. Of course, there are different other words between them. For example, ne kahve istiyorum ne çay. So now we have this. Ve connects noun and noun. So you can put ve between them and it could be nouns, it could be adjectives, it could be sentences. So yeah, let's have some examples. I will type your examples. So bugün bir kitap ve elma aldım. Today I bought a book and an apple. So there are two things and I put them into same group, the things that I bought. So kitap and elma aldım. I like cats and dogs. Kedileri ve köpekleri seviyorum. And flüt ve trompet çalıyorum. Correct? Correct. And adjectives. O güzel ve çirkin. Um, wait, that's a book title. Güzel ve zengin. He is beautiful or she is beautiful and also rich. Or that's good Nathan. Okula gidiyorum ve geri geliyorum. This time we are connecting sentences. Okula gidiyorum, the first sentence, and geri geliyorum, the second sentence. Okay, that's how we use ve. It's one of the most basic conjunctions. And the next one, ile. Ile is the same with the ve when you use it as a conjunction. And there's a little tiny detail. So you can only connect noun and a noun with ile. You can't use it with adjectives. Like you can say güzel ile zengin. You can't say okula gidiyorum ile geri geliyorum. You can only connect noun like kitap ile elma aldım. Kedileri ya da köpekler ile kedileri seviyorum. Or Ceren ile Celal. Yes, let's put this. Ceren ile Celal. I think it was Celal ile Ceren though. The guy's name first. Yeah, it sounded a bit weird. Or let's use the first example. Kitap ile elma. So that should be a note to remember. Ile is only used with nouns. And yes, we usually use book titles or movie titles, or like Leyla ile Mecnun. Okay, and başka ne söyleyebiliriz? What else can we say? Ya da is basically and or. Both options are okay. They are both acceptable. When you say noun and yada, like noun yada noun, like kahve yada çay, coffee or tea, araba yada bisiklet, or hızlı yada yavaş, fast or slow, zengin ya da fakir, rich or poor, or ders çalış ya da kitap oku. Study a lesson or read a book. Or satranç ya da dama oynayalım. And now let's also bring this one. This. Wait, this should be yoksa. There's a little mistake. Let me fix it real quick. So what is the difference between yada and yoksa? So yeah, it's like or else, like you're offering something first You need the first option, and if it is not possible, you need to go to the second option. It's like if not or else. Yeah, it is either the first or the other. And in daily life, we don't prefer yoksa with direct statements. We mostly use them for questions. Mesela okula otobüsle mi geliyorsun yoksa bisikletle mi? Are you coming to school with a bus or with a bicycle? Yeah, exactly, Megan. Red pill or the blue pill. You need to choose either of them. And let's move to contrast, the second category. Instead of grouping things, let's talk about ama, fakat, lakin. Şimdi sırada ama, fakat, lakin, ancak. Okay, and during the categories, I already said it before. These all basically mean the same thing. They are just but. But, ama, they just differ in context. For example, lakin is old-fashioned. We don't say lakin anymore. You may hear it in old Turkish TV shows or TV shows that are set in old times, like all the historical TV shows like Kurtuluş, Diriliş, or the Magnificent Century. When I say lakin, it kind of sounds like the old Ottoman Empire, like Kanuni Sultan Süleyman lakin demesi gibi oluyor. Okay, günümüzde insanlar çok fazla lakin demiyor. Hatta hiç demiyor. People like never say it anymore in our day. Okay, so just forget about lakin, or you can only keep it for old-fashioned speech. And also fakat and ancak, they are the same thing, but they are just more formal. And they feel stronger than a simple but. And ama is the colloquial and casual one. We simply say ama. Like gelirim ama. Like, or derse gelirim ama. I don't know, something you want to say after a but. I come to the lesson but derse gelirim ama konuşmam. I'll come to the lesson but I will not speak. Or çay içiyorum ama şekerli değil. I'm drinking tea but there's no sugar. It's without sugar. Okay? That one is very simple. They all mean the same thing. And they just differ in context and in the tone. Like saying fakat or ancak kind of feel as a stronger but. Like certainly but. And I want to stay home from work, but I will get fired. İşten uzakta evde kalmak istiyorum ama kovulurum. Seni affetmek istiyorum. Ancak yapamam. I want to forgive you, but I can't. So, first thing first is hem, hem. It is basically the same as ve. You can connect nouns, you can connect adjectives, you can connect phrases, you can connect sentences. So, it's like saying ve, but this time you are saying this. Hem, hem, like hem kitap aldım, hem defter. Or hem annem, hem babam. Why would you use this? Czechoslovakyalı. Because it's true? Don't say it's true. Oh. And hem Antalya'ya hem Kemer'e gittim. Correct? Correct. Hem Antalya'ya hem Kemer'e gittim. I went both to Antalya and to Kemer. Or o adam hem başarılı hem yakışıklı. Perfect guy for girls or guys, who knows. Both successful and handsome. Ya da bu kitap hem uzun hem sıkıcı. This book is both long and boring. So I'm ending the stream. And one more time, herkese teşekkür ederim. Thank you everyone. And see you next time. Sonra görüşürüz.
you.